Okay, so let's jump right in. We're going to be talking about a language that was designed not just to be spoken, but to be felt. Picture this, a language that sounds like the ocean and feels like a warm flame. Welcome to Naléorru.
Just listen to that for a second. Don't even worry about what it means yet. Just feel the flow of it, the long vowels, the rhythm. It has this weight to it, right? A kind of deep, calm energy. That right there is the essence of what we're about to break down.
And that really is the central idea here. What if the very sounds and the structure of your words could actually mirror the world around you? You know, its power, its mystery, its emotion. This goes way beyond just learning new words. It's about embedding a whole worldview into the way you speak.
So, Naléorru is spoken by communities of coastal mystics, people living in sea temples. And it was literally built from the ground up to reflect their world, the depth of the sea, the rhythm of the tides, and, the emotional currents that connect people. It's all about connection.
And get this, the name itself tells you the whole story. It isn't just ocean language. No, it's about that specific, poetic moment where the tide, meets the vast, mysterious deep. That's the feeling this language is trying to capture with every single word.
And here's where things get really cool. Naléorru isn't just one note. Think about it. The ocean can be calm one minute and a raging storm the next. Well, the language does the same thing with emotion. They call these the flame tide variants, where the same idea can be said with a soft longing or with an intense burning devotion. Okay, check this out. This is a perfect example of what I mean. It's the same core feeling, love, waiting, but expressed in two totally different ways. On the left, the soft longing version is all breathy and tender, almost like a sigh. You can almost hear it. Sakaruya, veye. Then on the right, bam, the flame surge variant is a passionate vow. Nedoruya for leyea. It's the same heart, just beating to a totally different rhythm.
All right, so the big question is, how do you actually do that? How do you make words sound like water and feel like fire? Well, let's get into the nitty-gritty, the actual building blocks of Naléorru, and see how it all works through its unique sounds.
The whole identity of Naléorru really comes down to these four things. First off, the overall sound is low, it's slow, kind of misty. Second, it's absolutely drenched in these liquid sounds. The L's and R's are really drawn out, so the words just flow into each other. Third, the endings are soft and they glide, kind of like a wave pulling back from the shore. And finally, that little mark you see over the vowels, the E and UI, that's not just for decoration. That's pure emotion, baked right into the word.
And if you think that's cool, it gets even more precise. This isn't just a general feeling, it's literally timed. The way they speak is intentionally structured to mimic a wave. There's this little pause, an inhale before important words, a long drift on those liquid sounds, and then a clear fall at the end of the phrase. Speaking Naléorru is, in a very real way, breathing in sync with the ocean.
So let's zoom in on that vowel breath release because it's a real game changer. Adding that little mark isn't just an accent. It's a literal instruction to add a sigh or a whisper to the vowel. It's the difference between just stating a word and actually feeling it. It puts the emotion directly into the sound itself.
All right, so we've got the sound down pat, but language is also about structure, right? So let's look at how the grammar of Naléorru isn't just a bunch of boring rules, but a direct reflection of the culture's core values: harmony, wisdom, and devotion. So their sentences are structured kind of backwards from what we might be used to. It's verb, subject, object. So instead of saying she loves him, they'd say loves she him. Why? Because it puts the focus right away on the action, the connection, the thing that's happening. It's a really dynamic way of looking at the world.
Now this part is just brilliant. Verb tenses aren't abstract ideas about time. They're tied directly to the tides. The marker for the present tense, oru, means an ongoing wave. The past, ora, is a wave that's already passed by. And the future, au, is a wave that's still on its way. Time itself is measured by the rhythm of the ocean.
So you see, when you put all these pieces together, the culture is encoded right into the language. You can literally hear harmony in those sighing vowels. You can feel wisdom in these deep, sacred sounds that are meant to mimic water in a cave. And that deep sense of devotion, it's carried on that slow, liquid flow of the words. The language doesn't just describe these things, it performs them. Okay, we've looked at the ingredients, the sounds, the grammar, the cultural heart. Now let's see what happens when it all comes together in a piece of art. This is a chorus from the Ocean Heroes Abyss Tide Anthem, and it showcases everything we've been talking about.
Just listen again.
Nedorvei, leia, leia. You can really hear those deep rolling endings, right? The repetition of those liquid sounds in leia. You can just feel the passion and the weight of the ocean in these lines, even before you have any idea what they mean.
And here it is, the translation. The blue flame vows for you. It's this incredibly powerful declaration. And all those things we looked at, the slow pace, the deep vowels, the action-first structure, they all work together to deliver this huge emotional punch. The sound is the meaning. They're totally inseparable.
So really, when you get right down to it, that's what Naléorru shows us, that a language can be so much more than just a tool to communicate. It can be a living, breathing expression of how a culture connects with its world, with its values, and with each other. It really isn't just spoken, it's felt.
And that kind of leaves us with a final thought to chew on. If your own language, the one you're hearing right now, was a force of nature, what would it be? The wind? A forest? A quiet snowfall? A raging fire? And what would that say about us?